Never compare yourself to anyone. Competition might not kill you, but it can make you forget who you truly are. Bill Gates, the man who transformed the world of technology, once said, "Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do so, you are insulting yourself." He shared this lesson from his own journey, working alongside other brilliant minds at Microsoft. Gates understood that comparison is the fastest way to lose one's true value, because each person is born with a different path. It's a reminder that sometimes you don't have to be better than anyone else. You just have to be better than the person you were yesterday. There was once a young man whose genius astonished the world, yet he hid it behind a janitor's broom. He could solve any equation, except the one called life. He feared being seen, feared being judged, and feared he would never be enough. Only when he stopped comparing himself to others and dared to face his own reflection did he realize true worth isn't measured by numbers, but by knowing who you are. Late at night, in the cold corridor of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, the fluorescent lights flickered faintly against a whiteboard covered with endless equations, symbols of a world obsessed with logic. A janitor stopped to look. His name was Will. Worn jacket, tired hands, quiet eyes that always looked away. He picked up a piece of chalk and wrote the solution to a problem that had silenced the entire mathematics department for 2 months. Then, as silently as he came, he disappeared into the shadows. Soon, the world noticed. Professor Lambeau saw in Will a diamond in the rough, something to be polished, displayed, celebrated. He dreamed of turning Will into the next Einstein. But Will had no desire to become anyone. Every word of praise felt like a shackle, every expectation a prison. The more people admired him, the smaller his freedom became. So, he rebelled. He fought, not the world, but himself. Because deep down, Will was terrified of being seen, of being vulnerable, of truly living. Then destiny brought him to Sean, a psychologist who saw through the walls around him. Sean didn't talk about IQ, success, or mathematics. He simply asked, "Have you ever loved someone, Will?" Will laughed, a hard, defensive laugh. But Sean continued calmly. "You know everything about Michelangelo, but you've never looked up at the Sistine Chapel. You know about war, but you've never held a dying friend. You can read everything, Will, but you have never lived." The words pierced through him like a quiet truth. They did not wound, they awakened. In the sessions that followed, Sean did not try to fix Will. He simply was there, present, patient, unafraid. Every time Will tried to hide behind arrogance or anger, Sean would softly say, "It's okay, Will. You don't have to be anyone else." That gentle acceptance became the space where Will's heart began to breathe again. One day, Sean spoke of his late wife, how she used to snore softly at night, and how he missed even that. His eyes glistened, but he smiled. True love isn't about perfection. It's about choosing someone, and choosing them again, even with their flaws. Just like you must learn to choose yourself. Will sat in silence. He realized he had never chosen himself, only run from himself. When NASA offered him a prestigious job, everyone told him it was his chance to make it. But Will no longer wanted to live as someone else's dream. That night, he went to see Sean. said nothing, just embraced him. And Sean whispered, "You did nothing wrong, Will." 3 simple words, and every wall inside him crumbled. For the first time, his tears weren't from pain, but release. The next morning, Will drove away from Boston. No fame, no plans, just the open road and the courage to live his life. Not as a janitor, not as a genius, but as a man finally free. This isn't just a story about a mathematical genius. It's the journey of a broken soul learning to heal from the wounds of comparison and expectation. As Bill Gates said, "Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do so, you are insulting yourself." Because when we live by someone else's standards, we forget that every human being moves to their own rhythm. True worth isn't about being better than others, but about having the courage to understand, accept, and love yourself, even with all your flaws. Will only became truly great when he stopped proving himself to the world and started living for himself. Have you ever felt trapped in the race of comparison? How many times have you asked yourself, why are they better, faster, happier than me? Try stopping for a moment, because maybe you've forgotten. You are the only version of yourself that exists in this entire world. Share with me. When was the last time you felt proud of something small you accomplished? Sometimes the first step to self-love isn't change. It's simply not comparing.